Hello, I'm back. And if anybody waited through those, it's like about 20-ish minutes, give or take, which was a little longer than I was going for, but I do appreciate that. Um, Turns out to be the worst kind of issue, which I don't have the ability to fix, and also the people who would be fixing it are exhausted from the day-long process of patch stuff that they did, so unfortunately we're going to have to leave it as an active issue for a little bit, but we're going to resolve it in the morning, so it shouldn't be too much longer. But in the meantime, I'm going to get back to this in just a sec. What I'm going to do is pause, go use the restroom, and grab a drink, and then I'll be right back, but I'll put up the game and let it play some music for y'all while I do that, so it should be like 2 minutes. Okay. Let's just make sure that I didn't miss any last wrap-up questions or anything. No, did not. Good. Cool. Okay. Video game. So I had once again tried the shoes angle on some of these folks over here. Not this guy, but these dudes. 36. Yeah, you can't really make out anything. This person, other than that, this person is very, like, Not large. There doesn't seem to be a lot of them. It's 36. I mean, ghoul. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. And then as far as the Chinese sailors, there's this person who maybe sort of looks like they're not doing pants, just bare legs with shoes. I guess I can try that angle, might as well. Which is number 40, so let's see if we can pick that out. We're going back to the firing line. Yep, get up there.
Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale. As captain of this ship, and by
This
the
kind of looks
authority
like
of
that.
the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England.
And those clearly look like pants.
By firing line.
That's the wrong person.
Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Those clearly look like pants. Very obviously looks like pants. Okay, so this guy's 40. What a great method of identifying people. This is 41. But an unknown fate disappeared in the Doom, huh? Where from? He was in this scene with Abigail. Where? Alright, let's go take a look at that scene. So you are... I've identified you. I've got the whole firing line. There was O'Hagan, Naples, Toporov, and Brennan. You're the first mate? Should go find out who the carpenter and the carpenter's mate are. That should not be that difficult. Are you scheming? You're the second mate, right? Yeah. This picture is deeply inaccurate. Because here, this guy is scheming with the second mate. So scheming schemer. This is the second mate steward, 100%. Has to be. Killed by an unknown attacker, huh? Yeah, I didn't figure out who this was yet. It is one of the Russians, probably. But I didn't figure out who. Who else is in... Not this one. Who else is in... God. Frickin'... Jeez. Do this. Okay, there. Okay, neither of the Peters brothers are here. It wouldn't matter, because I still wouldn't be able to tell which it was. So it doesn't matter. So captain's here. First mate's here. Second mate's here. Third mate's here. Third mate steward's here. The second mate steward's here. The captain's steward is not here. I don't know who the first mate's steward is. Wait, don't I? Is that one I'm missing? No, it's this guy. This guy. The third mate steward is him. Fourth mate steward. I don't even know who the fourth mate is. I don't know who this guy is either. Man, where's my Frenchman? Okay. What do I want to look at? Abigail, right? Where's it? You? No, it's, God. Here. Y'all. Ah, yeah, what happened to Whaley? That's it. Okay. Let's go find out. Well, let's do this. What memories you in? Okay, so you appeared in this memory. And before this, you appeared in... Ooh, yeah, that one. Before that, Soldiers of a Sea. You appeared in the murder. Or the firing line. And down here. And down here. Right, you were sleeping in this shot. In this, I don't know what you were doing. In this, you're a top man, so you were probably up top. Okay, we'll work backwards from Abigail. Rip in peace. Right in the face, though. Not what you really want. Here's our bosun. Oh, that's how his arm gets ripped off. Oh boy. Ooh. Hey, Aaron. Yeah, I'm loving this. I wonder if you're the bosun's mate. First mate steward. Wait, when do you get killed? Oh, yeah, when he's trying to stop the dudes from escaping, right? And then here's Mrs. Jackson and Miss Bird. Oh yeah, there's the, I believe that's the helmsman. I mean, it seems like a pretty fair bet. I guess it could also be the bosun's mate. I note that I don't see any other sailors. Hmm. Who's in this particular? Oh god, jeez, I hate this. Okay. He is helping the person that's torn in half. She's dying. They're cowering in terror. He is getting thrown in the air. He's trying to protect the two women. He is chilling on the ground trying to... No, he's running in front of Abigail trying to save her. He's chilling on the ground trying to shoot things. He is fighting off a beast, but it is about to rip his arm off. He is stabbing the beast. Where is Wei Li? He is in this vision. Where is he? What am I not seeing? God, there was a door, apparently. Also, hey, Ocean. Yeah, this is a very visually demanding game stream-wise compared to the like level of fidelity, but I think that's, of course, part of why it's so cool. Okay, so I can't get on top of this. So here's my, what I think is my helmsman. There you are. You are super getting yanked off of this thing by a very large tentacle, and you will soon be underwater. And that will be a shame when that happens. Hmm. 36. Nice, I got it. That was the steward. That's what I thought. Okay. I think I've nearly identified everyone in this chapter. I have identified everyone in this chapter. Ah, here we go. There's one person that I'm missing in this chapter. He got dragged underwater. I just don't know his name. It's one of the two Peters brothers. I don't know which. Oh, I'm stupid. Like, there's literally. There's. He's. One of them is dead from the very beginning, so there's not going to be a bunk for him. He will never show up in any other memories. Duh. This guy will show up in exactly one memory. It's the one where he frickin' dies, which means I just need to find one memory where this guy is somehow associated with his bunk. Or his name, or literally anything. I already had him bookmarked. Okay. Is he in this one? He is. Okay. Where? That's not even remotely what I wanted to do. I guess he's hanging out somewhere nearby and seeing things going on. Okay. And he's also, of course, he's here because the same friggin' people. And then he's also here because he's sleeping in his bunk. Yeah, that's correct. Tuition it is. This is made by the developer of Papers, Please. And hopefully whatever the next thing. Yes. Yes, accurate. So somewhere in this room with all these bunks, one of these dudes is sleeping, either bunk 48 or 60, and I haven't seen either of them. And if I knew which one was there, I would know it was him. But I feel like 60 is the one that's omitted, because I see it go all the way to 59, and I don't see a 60. He's here too. I think he was rotating like the tiller or whatever. Or no, that's probably like the anchor. And he was here. And he was here. No words were spoken here. And he was here. He must have been down below on deck trying to get the mainsail under control. Then bad things happened here. Here as well. It's already done for Nick. Come on, boss. No, get down. This person has a boss. Who's trying to stop him? I should go take a look at this one. It's this dude who's impaled. I think I've gotten what I'm getting out of this. Although this guy could very well be my Frenchman, potentially. In which case his fate is that he probably also got torn apart by a beast. I think you're up here somewhere. Yeah, here you are.
What's going on? Stay back. It's already over the neck. Hey. Come on, boss. No, get there. Hey, cat! Ah!
Stay back. It's already done for Nick. No, get down. Is this the one telling him to stay back? And this guy's like, no, wait. But it might not actually be the boss. Huh. This is Lars. He is gonna get killed by this guy real soon. Sucks for him. Also sucks for this dude. Rip. Who are you? This guy. Boss. The only steward left is the fourth. Is this Davy James? In which case, this is the fourth mate? What's up, Dwango? What's up, Dwango viewers? Thank you for the raid. We're, playing some murder mystery, well, not really murder mystery, just plain old mystery, solving action. You can call me Voladu. That's definitely, yeah, that's what you want to call me. And we're trying to figure out what happened to all 60 of the passengers aboard the Obra Dinn on its rather ill-fated voyage. Spoiler, at least some of them, this happened to them. Some of them, this happened to them. In this particular case, this happened. Rough time for this individual. So I'm trying to find out. Basically, if you haven't seen this game, the premise is you uh, come on board the ship where there were uh, 60 people when it set sail from the UK. Uh, and you have the manifest and you have drawings by an artist who was on the ship of the people that were on board. And you have to figure out what happened to each of the 60 people and who's who from like the art and like you get these basically these flashbacks, these freeze frame visions of the past where you see what happened to different people, and you have to use basically just the context clues of like, you know, like what were people dressed like, uh, what did they look like, what did they talk like, what dialogue accompanies the different things that happened. So in this case, this is the still image that I get. This creature, spiked. This poor so and so. And I also know that there was some dialogue that happened. There was a voiced part of this, but there's also a transcript of this dialogue. Thanks for the Twitch Prime, Dwango. I appreciate it. And in this dialogue, the X lines indicate dialogue that was spoken by the decedent, the person that died. The other ones could have been said by various people. You could tell if we watched it back and differentiated the voices, but sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, there's a bunch of people being like, "A demon, out of the way!" Someone's like, "Beat to quarters, enemy aboard!" And then the guy who died is like, "What's going on?" Someone else said, "Stay back, it's already done for Nick." Which was actually a cue for me to go look up on the main deck where there is a corpse of somebody who has been speared by one of these spider creatures. And I'm like, that's probably Nick. Turns out there's only one Nick on the manifest, so that's how you figure out that person's identity. And then this guy, who is getting spiked to death right here, is saying, "Come on, boss." And presumably his boss says, "No, get down." And then, you know, the decedent's like, "Hey, catch," and then dies horribly. So, I'm guessing, based on this context, that this person must be someone that has like a specific like other person in this scene who is their boss. And I think could be this person because this person, when you right click on someone and zoom in on them, it shows you who they are in one of the sketches. It lines that up, so you don't have to try to do facial recognition. That would be awful. I suck at that real bad. But note the fancy hat. This is probably an officer. So this guy was probably the person saying, "No, get down." And this guy was like, "Come on, boss, let's do it." And he's just kind of standing off here on the side, but actually, I guess not that far from this gentleman. They're pretty close together. But I want to try to figure out who they actually are, right? So if I go to my list of people that I can still identify this person as, there's not too many people that have like a direct subordinate superior relationship left. It could be the carpenter's mate and the carpenter, but I don't think it's the carpenter. The gunner I have already identified. He dies somewhere else later on. So it's not the gunner's mate, presumably. It's not the fourth mate because the captain's not here. The captain would have to be his superior. The third mate's also not here. The bosun is somewhere else entirely. And it's probably not any of these other roles because I think it is someone that actually like matters basically. I think it's someone that's like he's well dressed, so I think it's someone of like rank. So I think that this is the fourth mate steward, and I think that the other gentleman standing over there with the sword is the fourth mate. So I'm gonna go with that actually. And the fourth mate steward we think was spiked by a terrible beast, which really hard to say much else about this particular mode of death, I suppose. And I think that this gentleman is the fourth mate, John Davies. Okay, so I now have 2 complete guesses. And so again, the idea is you're supposed to identify who each person is from the manifest and how they died, and specifically if it was like a murder, who committed the murder or like who did the thing to them. Uh, but the game won't tell you who is correct until you have sorry, if you're correct, until you have completed 3 correct uh, fates, basically put together 3 correct puzzle answers. So I got 2 possibly correct answers here. I think that this is the 4th mate, John Davies, and I think that he got clubbed to death by Henry Brennan, which is this gentleman. By the font, you can tell that this guess I have already had substantiated. The game told me, yes, you were correct. And then I think this person is the 4th mate steward, Davy James, and I think that he got spiked to death by a beast. That one's a little bit less ambiguous, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, exactly, Decius Brutus. You can't just hammer away guesses at a single one and get confirmed, but you can, for example, if I really, really believe that I have these 2 definitely correct, I know that this gentleman, Lars Lind, I am very, very confident this is Lars. I am also, like, I know he was clubbed to death. And I even know the person that clubbed him to death. It's this dude right here. And I know that this is one of 2 people. Because these 2 gentlemen sitting next to one another, one of them is Nathan Peters, and the other is his brother, Samuel Peters. What it is, though, is I don't know which one's which. And there's no clue anywhere that I've found so far that like somebody speaking their name or indicating that they were such and such person. On the passenger manifest, they are Nathan Peters is number 48 and Samuel Peters is number 60, and they are both of the rank of seaman. So that's not really like there's no real way to just immediately know which one is which, or that one is superior to the other. So I know that this person killed Lars Lind. I do not know if he is Nathan Peters or Samuel Peters. I could, however, if I think that these 2 guesses are almost certainly correct, I could just go to Lars Lind and plug in as his killer Nathan Peters. And if the game is like, yeah, you did it, I'm like, awesome, everything's great, I got it, I'm so smart. And if it doesn't do that, then I can just swap it to be like Samuel Peters, and then the game will be like, yeah, you did it, you're so smart. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to guess because it will be very easy to guess, and I'd really like to see if I can figure out what the information that I'm supposed to find is to deduce that identity. So far, I think that I've done a pretty solid job of deducing, like, from some actual evidence every identity that I've come up with and every like method of death, even if it was somewhat of a guess. And to be honest, like I actually think there's like an amount of validity in just being like, well, I know it's one of the Peters people. Like in the same way that, so the way I identified that this person here, Samuel Galligan, was the 2nd mate steward, is that I know this person was along on a boat trip where the 2nd mate, that I knew, I had identified that person as the 2nd mate. I knew they had kidnapped these Formosan royalty and taken them out to sea in like lifeboats to like on some separate expedition. They had stolen a chest of some sort of some value, and then everybody there got killed except the 2nd mate who sailed back, and then he got killed too. And at some point along that trip, this dude who I hadn't identified yet was like, he was calling out like, Nichols, do something, which seemed very familiar of a way to address someone that was a superior, like an officer, unless you like personally directly knew him. In addition, I already knew that this person was the 1st mate steward, and I knew that he was standing next to the 1st mate steward, so I was like, okay, it seems probable that this is the 2nd mate steward. And the tipping point was There is this firing squad scene. There's actually a vision that is literally this scene. And I went into that particular vision and I noticed that this gentleman, again, who I hadn't identified yet, was standing right behind the second mate, whispering to him. And that is right before the second mate absconds with the Formosan royalty. So I saw that and I was like, oh, you're scheming. That is definitely scheming. That's textbook scheming right there. So you are the steward. You are definitely already connected to him, and that turned out to be correct. But still kind of like there's an amount of guess that happened there, right? Like there was nothing explicitly saying that he was the steward. So in that vein, like I feel like 50-50 flipping between these two is probably valid, but I still want to try to have some other sustaining evidence for that. Okay. So I still have 24 identities that have not been confirmed by the game yet. I have these two that I feel like I have a reasonable amount of evidence to believe that these two are who I think they are. So I just need to complete one more. I need to figure out one more identity that I don't already have. I'm still trying to figure out who stabbed Thomas Lank, this young man, in the back. I know that it is this guy. I know that this person with this face stabbed Thomas Lank in the back. What I don't know is who this person with this face is. What is his name? I think, based on the fact that I've eliminated, or at least I believe I've eliminated the captain, the first mate, the second mate, the third mate, the fourth mate, I think, the gunner, and the bosun. I haven't found the bosun's mate, and I haven't found the gunner's mate. And so I think this might be the gunner's mate, based on him standing right next to the gunner, and also having like a hat of consequence, right? Like he seems like an important person. I feel like this is probably the gunner's mate, and I think this is the bosun's mate. But I don't know that. I'm not sure how I'm going to find out exactly. I probably need to look for memories in which these two are connected in some way, or for that matter, this guy and whoever else potentially. Maybe that's a good track to follow now. I also have been trying to figure out which of these two individuals is which. I believe these are the two. There's two remaining Russian sailors. One is a seaman and one is a topman. And I'm not sure which one is which, but I believe these are the two of those. Then I've identified all four of these, the Indian sailors, and I've identified all four of the Chinese sailors, which were tough because nobody ever says their names except for Syed. He's the only person whose name actually gets spoken of the Indians and the Chinese people. And then there's a couple people back here who I believe are top men. I've identified two of them, and then I'm missing the other three. Here's the captain's steward. I still don't know who the ship's steward is, but I think it is highly likely it is this person. That seems like the most probable. I think this guy might be the carpenter. So I have a couple different ways. I don't really have silly names for anybody. Although I refer to this guy as having like a redhead beard. Like, there's no color in the game. But look at him. Like, he's clearly a redhead. Yes, I do. I do know who the person getting executed was. I was able to... Actually, the person getting executed is incredibly easy. In this... When you get to this memory of this firing line scene, they literally say his name out loud. They're just like, oh, such and such. You are found guilty of such and such by your own confession. So, yeah. And then I think there's the helmsman, and I'm pretty sure that I know his name, and almost knocked some crap over. I think I want to go find the carpenter. And then I'm going to try to find out. I'm going to follow the gunner around and see what I can learn about him. Okay. So you, meanwhile, you are this dude. This young man. You are Lars Lind. I've already looked up on the main deck. And this is Nick Botterill. Poor guy. Got speared by an evil whatever this is. And then this is one of the Chinese sailors. This was Wei Li? No, Huang Li, my bad. Wei Li is this guy, yeah. And he gets drowned later. Oh. Are you, Akbar? Yeah, you're Akbar. I didn't realize you were up here at this point. Interesting. Okay, I don't think I'm really gonna learn anything else here, though. I've learned what I needed to about, the fourth mate and his steward. So I think I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna get oh my god, get out of the way. Frickin' spiders, dude. Okay. What was next? I literally just forgot the thing that I was gonna do. Good times. Totally gonna remember at some point. Totally gonna remember. Carpenter. There we go. Yeah. I like carpentry. It's fun and educational. I don't know why I came in here, because there's nothing in here to actually use to figure out who the carpenter is. Instead, there's a scene earlier in the spider sequence, I think, where the carpenter is in his... Actually, maybe this one?
Better here. One swing. Get true to skull in stone or brain.
True to skull.
Cut her throat when you've done it.
Aw, poor Charlie.
Yeah. Come on before she kicks off. You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Chuck?
Mind your shoes now.
All the midshipmen together here, working on a cow butchery, while we're carting off some bodies over here. The surgeon, Henry Evans, with a monkey on his shoulder, because monkeys are awesome. Look how cute he is. Oh, what a good boy. And some other folks getting removed. It's the surgeon's mate doing some cleaning. But nope, that's the exit. Here are some of our Formosans. Later, someone will get shot out here, but not right now. Later. They got time. They're not in a hurry. Plenty of time to get shot. Also, the carpenter place is not open. Thanks, Charlie. Good job puking everywhere. I think this is not the one that I need. I think I need something later. I think it's when the spiders are coming down. So I need, yeah, this one's at sea. So this is where the second mate takes all the people out to sea and steals the chest, and then some very normal, non-supernatural things happen, and then everyone dies. Yay! Including these two, they get drowned. Rip them. Okay, so unholy captives. So they bring the thing up on deck. It spikes these idiots. Sucks for them. And then they try to take the beast into storage below, into the lazarette, I think. And the cook gets killed. Oh, it might have been here-ish. This is on the gun deck. Carpentry is below. I think it might have been here on the orlop deck. Yeah, and so they're still trying to work out the big sea creatures, and they managed to drop one on Mr. Wasim. And then the first mate steward, the captain steward just goes crazy, and he just, like, chops off this dude's leg for no apparent reason. And then, unfortunately, the guy later bleeds out, which is rough for him, I guess. And then the spiders attack. Okay, so I want this. Our boy Wasim. You. I love the freeze frames. They're so good. Okay. Is that the butcher? Man, he seems sad. I guess he's honestly kind of hoping to be able to eat the lovely fish creatures. You are... okay, so two of our Indian folks are still alive here. John Naple is not for long. Rip. Here we go. What's up? Are you the carpenter's mate? You're in the wood shop with a hammer in hand, and this guy is hard at work. Are you the carpenter? Oh. Wow, is this the carpenter and that's the carpenter's mate? Is that my misunderstanding? So it's not that... Because I think this guy was in the shot where that guy gets killed. Not this. God. Right click. That. That's what I want. When you get killed is what I really want. That's not the button. This is the button. That is totally him. He's right there. He's right. That's the... You can't see me pointing at the screen. The guy right behind the person getting spiked here is totally the same person at the door here. That's the boss. And that is the carpenter's mate. Okay, so that's what I had incorrect. Or it is a thing I had incorrect. Okay, so you are Marcus Gibbs from America. And then you are Winston Smith. Oh, this is the fourth mate, though. Okay, I was right with the fancy hat. I was like, what third one do I even have? But it was the fourth. Okay. All right. This is 39, I think. Okay. It's 21 to go. Yep. Man, the carpenter he was a badass, dude. Look at this. He gets freaking speared right through the gut, and he's just like, I'm still gonna shoot you. Okay. All right. So now we know that. So we know all three of these. That is very awesome. I bet this then on the right. Uh, God, you. This. You are dressed like the other stewards. I bet you are the fourth mate steward. But I don't know that. Ah, but I do know that. Well, I have a good reason to suspect that because in that same death where the carpenter mate gets killed and the carpenter's right behind him, his boss, the fourth mate is across the deck and his steward is crouched right next to him. This is the fourth mate steward. That's not how you click that. That one. You you are Paul Moss. Don't unclick yourself. There. Better. Okay. All right. And I think that he's just alive with the surgeon and the two women that went to sail to Africa because he got on the same boat at the end. Specifically. Here. This boat. While Paul was getting killed, climbing the rigging is that dude, the fourth mate's steward. But that means the other ones weren't right. Sorry, what do you? Excuse me. Other which ones? Yes, correct. Yes, yes. Yeah, I don't have three correct things all assembled at the moment. This is only one. I just completed three with Winston Smith and Marcus Gibbs and John Davies. I just completed these three together. So now the only one I have complete is Davy James here, uh, which I think is correct. Uh, and then I need to find a couple others to identify. Paul Moss, I still need to identify this guy. I think it was this guy who killed him. I know that it's one of these two, and I even specifically know which of those two. I just don't right now offhand know which of those two it is. Um, but I also I could totally if I think this is Nathan Peters. I think that's who it is. I'm feeling more convinced that this is specifically Nathan because of the specific presence of 50 bunks 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. Nothing. No 60. It was nowhere. I am not aware of any other complete guesses I have that are not that were not assessed correctly. I think everything that I have made a full guess has already been assessed. I don't have any other ones that I know of. I don't know what happened to Martin. Still don't know who the heck this is. I do know who killed this guy, though. He was shot by the fourth mate. The first mate is there too, but he is upstairs. The captain is also upstairs. They're both on the main deck. Tom is still coming. Sorry, Tom is dying. He's crawling away. Henry is on his way down the stairs to club this guy in the back of the head. It was the fourth mate that killed him, so John Davies killed him. And then this guy, he's doing something somewhere up top, probably. So I know that Davies did this particular job. What I don't know is who the heck this is. I'm increasingly thinking this is Olus. Wyatter? Wyatter? I don't know. But I'm not going to make that guess because that's totally blind. I have no real basis to make that guess. Sudoku, but for or Sudoku, but people is that's very good. Man, I really wanted to think this was Duncan McKay. I don't think that he is. I still haven't figured out who this guy is either. Hey, Colt. It's going good. I'm at 39 fates solved. Yeah, this guy is the right guy. God, I'm very confident this is one of our Russians. Just don't know if it's the topman or the seaman. How would I figure it out? Presumably, a topman would be up in the sails, doing top work. Who are you? The artist, God. What are you gonna do? You're the butcher. The Indians. The next person that died was the cook, who tried to make a meal out of this thing, and it smacked him in the face, and then they dropped it, and this guy got crushed to death. Rip him. This person is John Davies. Or John Davies? No, John Naples. You are... Well, like the third... No, the... Who are you, actually? First, second, third. That looks like a steward's uniform. Missing a piece here somewhere. Alright, let's go back to this idiot. Shot by John Davies. Let's follow the gunner. So Soldiers Part 4. Soldiers Part 7. Unholy Captives Part 2. The Doom Part 3. This is where he gets utterly vaporized by cannon fire. And he's also here in this. Okay. So the gunner gives the order to fire, then he appears again in Chapter 5, Part 2, which is the preceding death to this one, right? I am currently in this. Yeah. Whew.
What your foot in?
Hey, it's the third mate's steward
Take it slow.
and this other person.
Gentlemen. There's a free shell here. Let's have a look. No, get back.
Towel of some sort. What are you running away from? The captain's steward. Why are you running this way? I know that he was saying that these beasts are cursed, basically. Are the stewards having like... Oh, these are the midshipmen, right? This is, yeah, and... Yeah. And you. Man, these three are inseparable, jeez. This poor guy is about to have a very rough time. This guy is presently having a very rough time. Ah, of course. Thank you. Thank you, Owen. I appreciate the insight. There are so many people visible. Jeez. You're the gunner. And you are right next to the gunner. Is this after the execution? No, this is long after that. They're already coming back with the chest. This is that dude. This is Lars, yeah. And that is that dude. You are one, that dude with the shoes that I used. Another one of the Chinese sailors, some unfortunate, not quite alive people, the surgeon, his mate, Brennan, hoodie guy, or beanie guy, first mate? Oh no, bosun. Bosun's mate. I feel like this is fairly convincing. I don't think I need to see more. I'm going with you are the bosun's mate. What happened to you? You disappeared in the Doom. Alright, I'll have to come back to that. And you are the gunner's mate. Okay, so now I have this. I have this guy, I don't have a fate for him. I have this guy that I think I have correct. And I can plug in, if this is the gunner's mate, I know he murdered this guy. 42. Let's go. Okay. 18 left. God, I might just finish this tonight. Okay. So I feel Bosun's mate. Oh, he got torn apart. That is what they told the bosun, at least. They said, your mate got torn apart by the beast. So, torn apart by the beast. That feels probable. Okay. So I'm still working on those. And these. Man, I'm getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there, dude. There we're getting. Man, we're getting. Getting is occurring. Over my dead body, you bloody Dane. Yeah? How's that? There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat. Don't forget, you killed my brother. What? That was an accident. The ropes. It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing. Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long. Okay, so there's no real indication here as to who is swinging the dang thing. This guy gets shot by the bosun's mate as well. I remember that it is that person who shoots through the wall. And specifically, just to make sure of that, it's like a really don't know how else to describe it other than it looks like this dude, this one down here, and it doesn't look like any of the other ones. This would be the closest match, except I know where this person is in this particular memory. How many Danes are aboard? One. There's only one Dane. So I know that the victim in that particular thing is Lars Lind. What I don't know is whether the killer was Nathan Peters or Samuel Peters. Because he's like, you killed my brother! But that could go either direction, obviously. Anyway, this guy definitely killed this guy. Not totally intentionally. He tried to shoot a spider, and it accidentally went through the wall and killed this guy who was already spiked by a beast. But the actual like direct cause of death was getting shot by Mr. Miner. I'm sure that's exactly how you pronounce it, probably. What happened to him? He drowned in the ocean. This guy is in this scene. I want to go see this scene. Where's my door? Not there. The captain steward just piecing out here is really interesting. Chinese sailor. This is this guy that I still am just having a very hard time identifying. This is the guy with the, appears to be like a turban-like head covering. Another one of the Chinese sailors. You're a topman. Okay, so that's one. God, who have I just identified recently? None of these. Oh, right, I just got several confirmed, so. Two. Missing this one. So I have the first mate steward, and the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the captains. I feel like this is the ship steward. By the uniform. Oh, that's hilarious. I like that. Man, who even... Yeah, I don't think there's anyone else that could be the ship steward. It has to be him. because everyone else, like, I've identified as some other sort of thing, and it's not going to be anyone up here, because none of them are important. Uh, you know what I mean? Uh, you know, I think this is the other Russian person. I am going to identify this as Seaman Alarkus Nikishin. Nikishin? I think it's Nikishin. 45. Okay, this also means I know who murdered Paul Moss as well. Hey, Yaga, thank you. I am definitely enjoying this. I hope you enjoy it when you play it as well. It's very good. Highly recommend giving it a chance. So you were killed by Mr. Volkov. Let's go back to the image because I identified your cause of death, and I guess you didn't, as far as I know, you didn't kill anybody, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Man, we are close. You almost certainly have to be the ship steward. Like, there's no way that you're anything else. Same for this guy. Like, this has to be the helmsman, right? Like, he only appears twice. The first time is that in this scene, he is stabbed in the leg in a pretty bad way uh, near the steering tiller thing. That that one, Helm, yeah, near Darren Helm. Uh, and then the other one is when he disappears at the end of the Doom, and in that scene, which is Abigail's death memory, he's just getting like lifted up into the air by a freaking octopus. Uh, Pretty much absolutely has to be the helmsman. I don't think there's any possible way it's not the helmsman. Uh, and I'm gonna go with he got let's go with drowned by a terrible beast. That seems plausible. Probable. We're going with ship steward as well. Nothing else, literally nothing else makes sense for him. Who's Duncan McKay? That's a good question. I don't have anyone left that kind of like looks like they would be that person. Unless he is like screwing around up here. But that does not check out to me. Unless he's the one playing the dice? Because he's just like, hey, I can do whatever I want. I'm in charge of the money. Or heck, maybe this is Duncan McKay. Okay, so there's still... I still think this has got to be the ship steward because of the dress. Like, he is dressed like all of the other stewards. And I'm correct. 48. All right. Yeah, I mean, there's not much left at this point. The helmsman's the first person with an unblurred face, even before you look at the first map. That's very funny. This is the coward who's hiding, isn't it? He's the guy that's when this guy gets shot and they're still fighting off the giant frickin' spiders. He's hiding in here. It is. It totally is. I'm mad about that guy. We're gonna go find him. Stairs. Yeah, so the corpse is back there. So you are the ship steward getting shot here by... You can only see it from exactly one angle there, and you can see that it's Charles, the bosun's mate. There's this other guy who's still got the turban in this shot. Over there, that's the gunner, I think. Oh yeah, no, it's the first mate. Yeah, a bunch of people are in this scene, obviously. Someone shoot the damn thing, and I guess his own subordinate did. That's neat. Oh, you can see... Is that... Charlie? Might be. Oh, rip you. You are... Ah, the surgeon, yeah, trying to pull down... Yeah, rip the butcher. He, got butched. You frickin' coward. Hiding here in your frickin' pile of cowardice, probably. Wow. Is that a safe? Hard to say. I think this might be our Duncan. This frickin' coward, dude. Alright, I need to go back to these to figure out what actually happened to him. This way. So we got some blood on there. Rip. Which thing? You, right? You're Lars? You're Lars.
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody day. Huh? How's that?
There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get
That
Thought I forget.
looks a lot like a ledger.
Killed my brother. What? That was an accident. No probes.
It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing.
Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long.
No, don't!
He seems mad. He seems sad. They should get glad. Yeah, so there's zero chance this isn't our purser. Met an unknown fate. So 3 people are getting on this boat, right? This gentleman, who is the person leaning over here. Our purser. Who might you even be? There's 3 top men you could be. And there's 5 seamen you could be. You can't be either of the Peterses, so there's actually 3 seamen you could be. And you could be Lewis Walker, or Mabo, or Omid Gul. But I feel like you're probably not a topman. In fact, I think Lewis Walker is my boy with knife in mouth from the very beginning of the game. So I'll come back to you, but you're pretty sure you're all going to be the same fate, the 3 of y'all. So we'll see that in a moment. Not Abigail, but the one before Abigail. Oh yeah. You. Sorry, buddy. Gotta tear you apart again. Hey, look! All 3 of the people in the boat are being thrown into the ocean, causing a commotion. I can even, like, see his face from here. I'm pretty sure it's the purser. Get wrecked, you idiot. So you drowned, beast. You were already doing your stuff. You drowned, beast. You, oof. Yeah, you're doing stuff. And you drowned, beast. Okay. So I'm pretty confident on this. Where are you? Yeah, I actually have no idea what happened to Martin, because he's... This is Martin, I think? No, that's the bosun. This is Martin. No. This is the gunner's mate. Where's Martin? Martin's around here. You are... you're Volkov, right? Yeah. So you get shot in a bit. You are, Pete. You got exploded. That was a shame. You are the 4th mate. John Davies. This is the Tom, right? Tom, yeah. He tried to save Pete, didn't go so well. This is a very, very unfortunate person. Content warning if you're squeamish, I guess, because I'm going to pan the camera up. I'm going to do that right now. And yeah, well, I guess now there's sort of two of him. Rough day. Here's Charles. Here is... I think this is the last of the Chinese sellers to still be alive. Here's Martin. You are totally right here. Trying to fire your gun from a safe position while everyone else is trying to be, you know, heroic. And then the next scene, the bosun is gonna get his arm ripped off. Abigail is gonna get killed. Martin will be right in front of Abigail, running towards presumably safety, but unclear what's gonna happen to him, so... I think I just have to guess which Peters it is. I don't think there's actually a cue. Maybe that's like the intended-ish thing. It's not that crazy. I mean, like, there's two of them. I know one of them is one Peters. I know the other is another Peters. So it's not like it's asking me to, like, do some incredibly outlandish guess. Of these three people, I have to guess that this is the English topman. I don't think that he's a seaman. The other seamen are the two Peterses over here, Hamadou Diome, Alexander Booth, and George Shirley. I think that these three are those individuals. I want to guess this is Hamadou, but I don't know that for sure. And I would believe that these are the other two seamen. Hey, what's up, Evo? How are you doing? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so you should be Lewis Walker. You should be Hamadou Diome. I have erred on at least one of these. I think this is the one I'm least confident on. I'm going to put these down as unknown seamen just to get that out of the way. Do I really think there's a Duncan? I kind of do. I don't want just to randomly guess as to which one of these is which either, so we'll try to find more information before I continue with that. I'm not totally confident in this one either. I've verified everyone down here except Lars's killer. I know this is Lars. It's just his killer that I don't know. And I know that it's either Nathan or Samuel Peters. I am not 100% sure this is the third mate, but there's literally no possible way it is not. I don't know what happened to him either. I'm not 100% sure this is Duncan McKay, but it feels probable. So I have covered everything else down here. It's Mr. McKay, Mr. Lind, and Mr. Parrott. Parrott, right? Martin Parrott, yeah. Those are the three that I've not completed. But to be quite honest, I feel pretty confident that those people are those people. Yo, Shadow Draft, yeah, I'm close. I think I'm at 48 right now. Fates verified. It really makes sense to me that all three of these would be seamen, judging by the dress and where they're hanging out and what they're doing. Which makes these three still topmen. This is the only one where I could maybe believe he's also seaman, but I don't, like, I could believe he is too. But this has to be like a very, very not subtle at all, like Persian, I don't know, not disguise, but like basically, uh, get up. Yeah, I don't like to, but I totally can. But I do, like, I have felt that it is almost, that this person is almost certainly my New Guinean, uh, from like very long ago. So I'm gonna go with that. And then I think this is Duncan McKay, and I don't have Lars's killer yet. And that was it, right? It was literally only those two down here. Oh, and Martin Parrott. There's Fate, I don't know. And I'm not gonna figure it out anytime immediately. But I think this one makes sense to guess as, well, the problem is I don't even know what happened to this gentleman. I still think this is Lewis Walker. It is. 51. Alright, we are very close. I'm gonna finish this tonight. Might as well. When did he disappear? Just in the Doom. And his last appearance was... That's not helpful. 7-6. 6-1. 7-2. 7-2, 7-6, 6-1. 6-4, 6-7. 6, 8. Thought I heard weird cat noises. Okay, so 7-6. Let's go to 7-6 and look at our boy Pete getting exploded again. Boom. Okay. Rest in peace. I believe that you are my Persian person, and I believe that you drowned by a terrible beast. And then I figured out all the other top men. It's just Basiman. The 5 of you, and this one need to be validated. And then I don't know what happened to him. I need to figure out which person killed Lars Lind, and I need to figure out what happened to Martin Parrott. I sincerely think that the most accurate way I have of all the information that I've been able to gather, I think the most accurate information that I can possibly get to figure out who killed Lars Lind is just that I did not see a bunk number 60, even though I saw like 55, 6, 7, 8, 9. Further, I also saw 54, 53, 52, 51. I think I saw 50 and up as well. I know I saw 45, 46, 47. I guess I didn't see 48. Who's 49? Is that Lars? Yeah. Is some other time where people would be asleep? I really think one of the best leads I'm gonna get is just the bunks. Let's go take another look and just make sure I'm not hallucinating something. God, where was I supposed to look for this? It's on this deck. No, it's on the above deck. Oh, yeah, okay, it's the corpses. Right. There we go. So this is 50, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over here is 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's 59. And then these are 39, 40, 41, and 42. There's no 60. Over here are 45, 46, 47. This one's 36. This one's 42. Sorry, 37 and 42. So I think you're getting higher rank basically as you go in this direction. But we don't get to see these. I note there's no 48 though. I see 45, 46, 47. I don't see 48. Yes. Yeah, that's correct. And the numbers specifically correlate to their numbering on this manifest. Like, this is actually like a thing that matches. This is how you can find out who the Indian sailors are as well, because their identities line up with which cots they're in. And then this person over here with the tattoo of the woman on his right arm is in bunk 37. And so you can look at the manifest and you can see that 37 is Timothy Budement. And when you find the person who is getting killed and you see that his arm has the tattoo of the woman on it, so it's that same person, that is Timothy. Ditto for this person in number 47 has the pouch with the pipe. And when they're out at sea, the guy has the pouch with him. And right before he gets speared by the sea creatures, he's got the pipe in his mouth and he's smoking it. And that is number 47, Alexei Toporov. So that is the case. It's this guy, in fact, is the pipe guy. And then these other two gentlemen are 45 and 46 as well. And then this person here, 58, was, O'Hagan? Yeah. 57 was Alex Booth. So 57, 59, and 55 are ones I haven't identified yet. I don't see any obvious useful indications from looking at 57. I already know who 58 is. Here's 55. They've got the dangling leg going on. But nothing else really interesting. They're just sleeping above a cannon. They don't seem to have any possessions. Yeah, I believe in your abilities to not give clues. You can do it. You are skilled, capable individuals who are definitely able to shut the heck up. Ah, hey, Chi. Good girl. More feet. Something obvious that would either immediately align one of these people based on the shoes I'm seeing. I mean, that's not true, since I know that some of them did not. I worked out who 36 is. Omid Gold. Oh, okay, yeah, I did. This is our uh, headgear wearing friend. Okay, yeah. I'm really like. I really want to just be like, okay, so this is the Orlop deck, is where this is happening. No. Yeah. This is the, I'm just misreading where these doors are. But this is not the Orlop deck, this is the gun deck. Which is, I mean, obviously the guns are here, but I was getting confused because of the door layout. I thought this was the door to the carpenter, and this was the door to the, uh, armory. And it doesn't appear to be that way. Alright. Let's do something dumb. Okay. I don't see any names yet, except Syed, which I used. Okay. Still no names. Here Charlie is referred to, and I know who that is. We've already resolved that. Mine's just shoes now. Senor Nichols, yeah, I've already worked these out. Hok Tseng Lao. Murder of Nunzio Pasqua, Miss Lim. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready. Okay. This guy's... No, somebody else is saying captain. Miss Lim. Blah, blah, blah. They say strange things about monsters. Oops, he died. O'Hagan, Nichols. Boy, that's a pretty shell there. "20 years, my steward, and never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself." So this was how I found out who the captain steward was, and also the victim here was John Naples. I also know that the captain steward was thrown in the lazarette, but I don't know what happened to him there. No names. No names. Nick, of course, was the person who got killed on top, on the main deck. I wonder who said this line. Well, it's none of these three in any case, so it doesn't help super much. No names. No names. Rip in peace. Give me that gun. And this is where he kills the dude. Rip. It's very rough poop for him. Verdammt! The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it? Fresh bastard. What's all this, you damn fool? You tell her yourself. Okay. I think that's it. I think I have to just go with the 50-50 on Lars Lind's killer. I guess there could be dress. No, I mean, again, that still doesn't help. Like, I know I can identify the physical appearance of these people. I don't think I have a way to know which one of them is which one of them is Nathan and which one is Samuel. I want to guess this is Nathan. So I have this one already filled out. I think this is Nathan. I'm going to put him as Lars Lind's killer and also having drowned to Beast, or been drowned by Beast. No, I do not want any hints. Thank you. Who needs hints? Okay. That means that you are Sam Peters. Bible thump. And there are literally only 3 people I have not successfully identified. Booth, Shirley, and Diom. And then I need your fate. And your fate. Oh, it literally will not let me even specify your fate because I don't even know what happened to you. Got it. And then for you, it will also not allow me to specify your fate. I can specify yours and yours and yours. Oh, hey, Shaku, thanks. Have a good one. So I can literally only cover 58 of the fates until I leave the bow and do whatever it is that is going to come next. Okay. Very confident in this one. I feel like this is Mr. Diom. But I don't know how to figure out who's Alex Booth and who's George Shirley. If this is even Mr. Diom. He's in here, sleeping. Thanks. Very useful. Later... Oh, he's here in this shot as well. As people die. And their accent. That's true. You can take that approach. It's often very hard to tell. I should take a look at this one. Because I think the guy that dies in this, yeah, is one of the people I care about. Let's take a look.
什么？未来全部讲出来，拢是恁害啦！你哋害你较对人无过好，写得本事啊！你老的写了，very dangerous.
Shell? What shell?
Okay, so this guy doesn't say any words. He does look darker skinned in person than he does in that drawing. I will say that. They're all in this scene. You're that person. You're that person. They're lifting the chest out. This is Mr. Naples. First mate. This was Akbar. Yep. Nathan Peters. Wasim. Lars. Charlie. No. Yeah. One of the two Charlies. This is our bosun. I forget his name. Clestiel or whatever. Alfred. This was Huang Li. Yeah. And that's the captain. Making it happen. Here's Miss Lim. Here's, got, something bung. Oof. It bung xia. And this was, the second mate. Happy to see him dead. And, the surgeon's mate. Who are you? Third mate? Yeah. So I believe this guy is Hamadou Diom. Then one of these two is Alex Booth, and the other is George Shirley. One of them is 57, and the other is 59. They're both wearing like the same thing. I don't think I would be able to tell based on their shoes either. On the other hand, this person wearing boots. Kind of booty. Oh yeah, no, the captain made it out barely. It went right between his feet. Literally inches away from very much not being alive anymore, because if this thing had, like, see how wide that thing is, it would have destroyed his leg and he would absolutely have bled out all over the deck. So, lucky guy. I mean, he did eventually have to take his own life, but you know, things occur. I think this is Mr. Diom. It makes sense to me that he would be. Okay. Uh, there's no path downstairs. Peters. Akbar. Naples. Oh no, you're, huh. Interesting, you're here up here with Nick. Is there some way to know who you are? Brandon. God, he's just omnipresent, dude. He's a champion. Here's Mr. Miner. Miner 49er. Okay, I have one more idea. Back to our favorite memory.
Saya? Saya tutup. Good feel.
Well, this person seems very wrapped up in their cot. I don't know how they pulled that off. It could be a height thing. Because one of them is certainly fitting under their thing and the other one is not. The shoes. 100% the shoes. This can't be. This 59 can't be the guy that was holding the person captive because these shoes are not the boots that that person was wearing in that scene. God. here. This person, their shoes did not match this. They were not 59. So 59 is one of the other two. This was the person owning the captives. One of these two is 59. And 59 is George Shirley. Okay, that makes sense. Does that get me anywhere? Not yet, but I think 57 is shorter than 55. So I think Mr. Diom is the tallest. That's not the one I wanted, you. Yeah, I think Mr. Diom is the tallest. Then 57, Booth is short. And, this other person seems taller with these shoes, which might be enough. George Shirley. Alright, let's go. Yeah, heck yeah, shoe hunting. Shoe hunting is where it's at. Okay, back upstairs. Let's go. Booth is short. You're Brennan. I can't make your shoes out. That's annoying. I can come back though. You're... This guy, you... That's you. You're, Shirley. You're Booth. PogChamp. Okay, so there's one other person, which is, well, there's two that I can indicate. I know that you are Booth. And I know that you are Mr. Diom. GG, 58 out of 60. All right. Let's go mail this off and find out what's going to happen. If whoever offered a hint earlier does want to share their hint on,
We should go.
yeah.
So we won't be coming back.
On how you tell apart Nathan and Samuel, I would be interested in hearing.
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have been able to tell that was the purser's office. Doesn't it say so on the ship map? You know, I did not look very closely at the ship map as far as like room names and things, except the workshop. I guess looking at these fines, I'm like, wow, estate fined £100. Wow. But this is also the 1800s, so that's actually like an insane amount. Oof. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the hammocks. I just couldn't find like well, I mean, I didn't dig that hard, but I couldn't find whichever like specific memory was gonna have that in it. Man, I'm sorry, but the carpenter should have gotten awarded way more than that. He was way more valorous than like anybody else. No claim made. Alright, sure. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, why? What do you mean the passengers abandoned the crew and vessel? They're passengers. That's not how this works. Ugh. Fate exploded. Findings of merit, extraordinary valor. Good job getting exploded. Exceptional performance of duties. I just love that. Uh,
Oh, goodness. What a night this. You know, you should be out in it then. Right, well, get yourself home then. And tell Martha I said hello.
Can you believe it? A package at this hour? Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside. I'll be turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need more.
Maroc. Oh. Do not write back, Miss Jane Bird. I'm pretty sure that I've seen this movie before. But the fingers are already curled. Are they gonna like uncurl one by one? That's terrifying. I don't want to touch it. I see the like flies floating around it. That's disgusting. See if there are any interesting changes in here. Of course, the existing content is already there. Dang, look at all that. Alright, I'll do the thing.
There you are. Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door. Gone. Damn. There's no time. We need to go. Right. You go. What are you up to? Nothing, Bruce.
This is the lazarette. Oh, crap. Man, he didn't ask for this. Oh, God. Okay. That's great. Paul Moss is here. Harry Evans. That's all at the moment. Okay. Yeah, we'll get to you. Alright, so wow, right in the frickin' face. Jesus. They dumped the shell out, didn't they? Okay. You are... You appear rather dead. You seem pretty dead as well. So, some rather unpleasant occurrences occurred in here. Well, Henry shot a monkey, right? Bible thump. Alright, so him first.
A third shell. Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it. Hoist it out. To the main deck. Throw it over. Lock the door when you leave. Get the tail, boy. You return. The ship. The Obra Dinn. See it home.
You are Paul Moss. Oh, you too. You're already rather dead. You appear to be pretty spiked. So I have to presume that he got spiked by that as they were trying to pull it out, and then they gave it the shell back. Seems plausible.
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken, or I will kill you all!
That's Captain. He mad. Wow. Doesn't appear to be anyone outside. Just the captain and his dude. Hmm. Ooh. Ugh. Okay. Figured.
Call it off, damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
Why are you so mad, man? Or is that his hat? Yeah, probably. The last memory.
What's this? Quicksilver. Herre min Gud!
Oh, you poor, poor idiot. We did it. I already knew why there was a shine in the distance. At least to the extent of, like, obviously, I had seen all the shining shells. I knew they dumped the shell on the way by. And then the captain is also like, I dumped it in the ocean. Like, I assumed it happened in this chapter. But yeah. What a weird and beautiful game. Seriously though, what the frickin' monkey? Like, come on. God damn it. What are you up to? Nothing good. uh. GG. I'm not gonna lie, as it's going through like all of these like individual people, I like totally actually remember each of these people, like who they are, and like what kinds of things that happened. And that is really, really impressive in a game with like 60 characters. I do not remember like individual characters very well. But there's just so many like individual little stories. Like the second mate steward who participates in the mutiny and then just gets utterly killed and is like, come on, you coward, like help out. You're very welcome. What a fantastic game. I had every expectation this would be good based on how people whose opinions on games I really, really respect. Like the positive things they'd said about it really led me to think I was probably going to like it. Particularly, I think Hamlet, who's a former like WoW person, and also they're a dev on the WoW team now. They had very positive, like absurdly positive things to say about this game. Ditto, O Landgren, who shows up in my chat, is also a WoW dev, and he also had very, very positive things to say. So I knew it was going to be good. I knew that I was going to appreciate it. I also happily had literally no idea what I was in for. So that's cool. It just was totally fresh to me. Like I had no clue whatsoever what type of mechanics were going to be involved. So that's it was just nice to really go in having literally no basis whatsoever and just be pleasantly surprised the whole way. Outer Wilds, probably not. I'll probably play Disco Elysium at some point, but next thing I'm probably going to move on to is that Bloodborne playthrough, just because these days I am having a hard time focusing on like more intellectual games. It was impressive that I was able to manage this, considering ongoing world events. But it'll probably be Bloodborne next, and then I'm working on Phoenix Wright. I'll probably continue doing that offline. I don't think that's gonna be a stream game. Probably same for Disco Elysium. It doesn't seem like the kind of game I'm going to enjoy streaming as much. I really enjoyed streaming this. I thought this worked out really well. Just due to the length of the game, it worked out. Yeah. I think that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. If anybody is actually still around from before I took like the 20-minute break to do work stuff, I appreciate you sticking around. And yeah, I will be on sometime later this week or on the weekend doing Bloodborne as a we're calling it a collaborative playthrough. So basically the idea is literally all spoilers, all backseating, all hints, everything is allowed 100% during that, as opposed to during this where I did not want any hints, any spoilers whatsoever, or the couple times I streamed Dark Souls. In this case, I'm just going to say, honestly, come into the stream and say whatever the heck you want about the game, and it's fun, and if I ask questions, just go right ahead and answer. And if you don't know anything about Bloodborne, then you can just come in and laugh as I die repeatedly. But yeah, I'm going to go to bed, and I hope that you all do the same, even if, as for many of you, it's like noon. Still, you should just go to bed. You deserve it. Have a good night.